Small town horror. What I'm about to tell you is the darkest secret I know. I live in the Midwest. Born and raised here. In my town behind the local church is a memorial for a local family. The story going around was they all were murdered by a homeless man that was roaming the area. From what I was told, the family was home one night and the person broke in and murdered all four of them in their sleep. They all passed within a few minutes of each other. As you can understand, the murders shocked the little town. This was a random act that will be felt forever. Stories were floating around that what happened was not the truth, and that it had a dark side that no one saw coming. Certain people in the community were keeping what really happened under wraps. Not sure how not telling people the truth is going to help. The people that lived in the town were trying to brush it off like it never happened. I guess they don't want the truth to get out, and now the town will have a bad name, or people might not feel safe moving or visiting. A few years go by, and then a few more people start asking questions to the police, and they seem like they are trying to make excuses, to the point they start getting angry with the locals for bringing this tragedy back up after so many years. The story that was reported by the news and police was that it was late on a Friday night and a homeless man from the area broke into the house and murdered the whole family. No other explanation was given. It was short and sweet. What actually happened was that, yes, it was a Friday night and the family had dinner and then decided to watch a movie on the TV to relax and have a family night. At some point after 10 p.m. the parents put the kids to sleep. This is where the story turns. The 11-year-old daughter made dessert for the family that night, but she added an extra ingredient. It was Benadryl with a heavy dose of a sleeping agent. How this little girl found out how to do this still gets me. Not sure if the parents and the brother tasted anything funny when they were eating it. As the family was watching the movie, the mom, dad, and younger brother got really sleepy. Mom and brother went upstairs and went to bed while dad stayed downstairs watching TV. Dad usually likes to stay up late and watch stuff on TV. That night he never got up and went to bed. He stayed on the couch the whole night. Mom was in her bedroom and her brother in his. By now it's a little past midnight and this child is putting her plan in place. She went into the kitchen and grabbed the biggest knife she could find and then made her way into the living room where her dad was sleeping. She stood over him like a demonic little girl and cut his throat. From what I heard, she cut so deep all he could do was put his hands over the cut. He ended up bleeding out and passed. The girl started making her way upstairs and then did the same to the mother and brother. Just opened them up right there in their beds. This happened on a Friday night, and by the time Sunday came around and the family had not shown up for Sunday services, people in the small town were wondering where the family was at. This is also a town where everyone knows everyone. That's a good and bad thing. Then Monday came around and the parents had not shown up for work and the kids did not make it to school. What was said is the cops spent the morning trying to piece everything together. Now the cops made their way over to the family's house. What the cops saw when they got there is questionable. When the cops made their way and busting through the front door, they saw the daughter there. If you did not know, the daughter is making like she is the only survivor of this awful ordeal. While the cops are trying to comfort this girl, she tried attacking them with the same knife she used on her family. The cops tried to safely get her under control. They could not. One of the cops pulled out their service weapon and fired one shot, and she ended up passing as well. It strikes me to believe that the cops could not get this girl under control, and much less after she is shot the paramedics are not called. But at the same time, when the EMTs show up, if there was going to be a cover-up for the shooting, it would make it harder. By this time, news has spread of what had happened, and people are starting to show up at the house. Everyone in the small town is all asking the same question. How can this happen in such a peaceful area? Hopefully everyone prays for the family.